listening to The Cooler. With me, Rebecca Berman. My television broadcast, TheCooler, is set to air in 2016, but I just could not wait. So thanks to Igloo and my sponsored cooler, we were able to create a modern-day talk show with a colossal Igloo cooler as its centerpiece. The cooler's contents are comically revealed to the guests as it relates to them. So what is in the cooler? Stay tuned. You're about to enter The Cooler.
Hey everyone, welcome to The Cooler. Hope everyone is having a beautiful day today. So I have a guest here with me today, and it kind of like lets my age out of the bag. Although it probably doesn't, because I really am a teenage mom, or was a teenage mom. But shout out to my daughter who's helping out today. Hey, hon. And so the other thing that I have going on today, I was out with some friends and the other day, and one of my friends sent me a text after we left our meetup, as it so happens that we had a lunch together. And she said to me, "Do you ever look at fashion blogs?" And I'm like, "No, because I'm not fashionable." No, I am. I'm just kidding. But anyway, I don't look at fashion blogs, but, I decided that my audience might be interested in fashion blogs. So I started to take a look at it, and I think you guys are really going to like some of the things that are on it. So the fashion blog is called Something Navy, and probably everyone who's watching this right now has heard of it, except for me. But in any case, this girl, maybe she's not a girl, like a young woman, her name is Ariel. Oh, there it is. Her name is Ariel Charnas, I think. And she's got like a zillion followers. And my friend was dressed in this outfit when we met up. And she goes, "Oh, don't you like my outfit?" And I was like, "It's so cool. I love it. You have such a great style." And that's how she told me about this Ariel's fashion blog, Something Navy. And I really don't know where she got the Something Navy from. But one of the things that I noticed when I went to look, now I know we're also showing pictures, but I just wanted to point both of these out to you guys. So in one of the pictures that she's wearing this great outfit, I look a little closer and I realize this is a pregnant Something Navy woman. This is Ariel, the person who found it, and I think '07 she said. So then I was like, why is my friend following this pregnant woman? But apparently she's either having her baby soon or had her baby recently, and I guess she's still fashionable even though she's pregnant. And oh yeah, see, there she is. You can kind of see she's pregnant but wearing a really cool outfit. And the other thing that I also found out when I was telling my daughter that I was going to be talking about this today, she's like, "Mom, she has a Tresemme rather." And I was like, "What? She's a blogger. How does she have a Tresemme commercial?" Well, apparently, because we went on her little video, she has Tresemme for a client for the last 3 years, and they have her making a commercial, and she made it like in Eastern Europe when she was a few months pregnant. So this chick is really going places. So I was actually very impressed. So thanks, Mary, for telling me about this blog. The other thing I want to talk about today is I have a video to show you guys. One of my daughters is going to college next year, and we had a really fun time filming her reaction when she got into a college that she had really wanted to go to. So check out this video. Some of you might have seen it before, but I figured, you know what? It's so fun and so cute and makes you cry that it was worth to show it again.
Sorry. I'm so nervous. She got an email. That was a long wait.
So I don't want to have to cry again over that one. But yeah, so that was exciting. And you can see she just happened to be wearing a sweatshirt that said heaven. So how perfect was that? And another thing that's going on for me today are my nails. So I don't know if you guys can see them. But, I do watch all of those Bravo housewife TV shows. And Kyle Richards had on this really cool sparkly nail polish when I was watching it the other day. So when I went to get my manicure, I was like, I need to look sparkly like Kyle. So hopefully, it kind of goes with my outfit. And it's not too embarrassing to my daughter. But so the next thing I wanted to talk about, we already talked about my pregnant something Navy. So the next thing I want to tell you guys about is some of my guests today. I'm having two great guests that I'm really excited for you guys to meet. One is a friend of the show, TheCooler, and he is a retired NFL wide receiver for the New York Jets, and his name's Rob Carpenter. Hey, Rob, how are you? And my other guest is a comedian musician, Jessica Delfino. Hey, Jessica. So I'm very excited to have these guys, gentleman and lady, on the show today. And I guess that I'm going to have Rob walk over. Hey, Rob, come on over. And, good to have you. Nice to see you again.
See you again.
How's it going?
Doing great.
Good. So Rob and I have some funny background stuff that we've done together. We've done a couple of cooking, maybe one big cooking segment before. So I told Rob earlier today that he was really lucky because I was going to bring in some homemade dough that I had from my Reed Drummond cookbook. That came out fabulous, and I was going to have Rob roll out the dough and make some cookies in honor of the upcoming Super Bowl. But I told him I spared him today.
I think the show got lucky. Might not have gone over too well.
And then I also used the excuse that I didn't have an oven for us to actually eat the cookies once we had you make them into pretty little shapes.
That would have been even worse. Trying to make cookies without being able to eat them.
Right.
That wouldn't have worked.
No, so in any case, thank you for being here today without any food.
I appreciate you having me.
So Rob, what's been going on with you? I want to hear a couple of things that you're up to these days.
I think the biggest thing that I'm up to right now is something I'm just getting into.
Mm-hmm.
It's having to do with youth football. Bringing in the National Youth Football Organization into the New York area. So we start up in the spring,
right,
in March. And basically it's the youth that actually want to play football.
Right.
Whose parents may not want them to be into tackle football at this stage.
Right.
I'm pretty sure everyone who follows football knows the whole concussion issues.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what we're doing is we're making it fun for the kids. It's basically what in football realms we call a 7-on-7. It's basically like kids can be out there playing football, but don't have to worry about the contact. Parents don't have to worry about the contact.
Right.
And we're starting it out with kids that are 7 years old and up.
Oh, that's great. What are you doing it near where you live, or is it?
We're starting it in Westchester County, and then we're going to branch down. We have a branch in Brooklyn. We're going to branch out into Long Island.
Okay.
It's basically going to be around the metro area.
Right.
We're going to be in northern Jersey, so when it's all said and done, we'll be around the area.
And so do you have any other of your former friends that are involved in it that
Actually,
you played
yes.
ball with?
Yes. And the guy actually got me into it is a former teammate of mine.
Oh, okay.
A former teammate of mine with the Jets, Fred Baxter. He approached me, as a matter of fact, at the alumni game that the Jets have.
Right.
He approached me with it, and he knew I was into the fitness stuff around. So he's like, I think this will be a good deal.
Right.
Because basically we just needed some people around the area who were still kind of in touch with the area.
Right. And I think you had told me one of your kids plays football, or?
Yeah, my son is a senior in college right now. He's playing at he was playing at Towson University.
Right.
He played there for 3 years. He transferred. He's at Gannon University now, but he had to sit out the year that he transferred, so he'll be back on the field next year.
Very cool. But I'm sure that when he was playing Towson, you helped him train and get up to becoming that level of a player?
Well, he did a lot on his own.
Like, no, I had
Honestly,
nothing.
he did a lot on his own. He when he was 2 years old, it was kind of amazing. I'm a gamer, so
Right.
into video games. He was 2 years old, and I would be out and would come home, and he would actually have the PlayStation on playing at 2.
Wow.
I didn't know how he did it. I almost got a little pissed off a couple of times, like, man, don't scratch my discs. But
He was
he's a studier. He was a studier of the game.
Right.
That's one of the things that actually I think he got from me was I told him if you're going to play, learn how to play.
Right.
So don't just go out on the field thinking you can do it all. Just, learn from different people, study. And YouTube was a wonderful thing. So he could go on YouTube anytime he wanted to and
Right.
pick up highlights from any of the guys that he liked. And that's basically what he did along with my highlight tape. So he learned. He did a lot on his own. I mean, I worked with him a little bit, but, teach him a little things that I knew.
Right.
And when he was in high school, if there was something that I knew he could work on. But when he got to college, he basically did it on his own. He was a preseason All-American going into his junior year. So
That's pretty nice for your son, right? When it's your kid doing that, that's awesome.
oh yeah, it makes you proud, especially when you're just sitting there watching. I didn't have to worry about getting hit, and didn't have to worry about all that stuff for
Right.
myself. I could just sit down and just watch him play.
Right, you can relax. What when you're this program that you're involved in, are you going to actually be coaching the kids, or you're going to be kind of directing coaches, or?
I'm going to be fully involved. So,
Okay.
When we actually have practices for the kids, I'll be around where their practices are. During the games, I'll be actually involved in all the game day situations. So I'll be around the field when everything is going on. I won't necessarily be out on the field with the kids as far as
Right.
coaching the teams go.
Right.
But, I'll be around
Right.
with everything that's going on with the.
And is it an after-school thing? Is it a weekend thing? Do you know yet, or?
It'll probably. The games themselves will probably be taking place on the weekends, but it'll definitely be an after-school thing because if we have enough involvement in it, the kids will be taking practices after school. So it'll be an after-school program along with the games that are being played on the weekends.
Right. Very nice. That's awesome. Congratulations. I feel like this is like new stuff for you. That's
It
great.
actually is. It just came into play within the last couple of weeks. So.
Right. That's excellent. And so, Rob, out of the cooler, I had pulled this a little while ago, just just to bring you back in the day.
Yeah,
And I don't know if all our viewers can see. Oh, there we go. So we got some good highlights, some good highlight promo photos of you.
It's basically running the gamut from Syracuse, Jets, Philly. That's the whole thing right there.
Right. So I know. I thought I'd have to like bring you back a little bit.
A little bit. I remember all that stuff right now.
What so for people like me who really, really have a hard time understanding the game of football, are there like 5 tips you can give me leading into the Super Bowl that if I'm sitting there with family, friends watching it, like I'm sure my viewers are going to be doing, and not really having any idea, either waiting for the commercial or too drunk from our 5 glasses of wine, any like 3 to 5 tips you can give us about acting like we know what's going on?
Watch the ball. That's the
it.
biggest tip. Watch the ball. Wherever the ball goes, you follow the ball.
Right.
So,
I'll
and
try to do that.
those 2 white lines at each end of the field,
Yeah.
you just want to watch the ball to make sure that the ball crosses one of those lines. So if the ball crosses one of those lines, there's a score.
Yeah, but what about all of the lines in the middle? What are those?
That's getting real technical, and somebody who's really not into it might have to sit down for a little while so I can give you the finer points of the game. But
All right.
There's 2 orange things in the middle of the field
Right.
that you'll see.
Oh, those are the poles they put in the ground?
Exactly. So
See, I did
what
know
you want to
something.
do is you want to follow the ball.
Right.
The ball actually has to go from one of those to the other within 4 downs. And if it doesn't, it's the other team's ball. Okay. So that's actually 3 things I told you right there. So
Right.
that's 3.
All right. So I think that I'm going to do pretty well with that then.
Just watch the ball, see if it crosses those end lines. When everybody starts cheering, then you know something good happened.
Right. The other, yeah, well, the cheering thing I kind of get. Yay, okay, woo! I see it. I see it happening. Everyone around me is cheering. The audience is cheering. I do get that. What so I have to also let you know that I've done, and you maybe already knew this, I don't know. I've also interviewed some other former I think he calls himself a former New York Jets player. Eric Coleman. And I guess you guys know each other. So I had interviewed him a while back at the person who sponsored our show for today, Rudy's Bakery and Cafe in Ridgewood, Queens, where actually you and I have met there before. Yep. So we're just going to show the clip of Eric Coleman and his wife Sabrina, and I did like a little cute game with them. So it might be just fun for us to all watch. So take a look at it and sit back and watch an ex-football player try to be in a game that has nothing to do with football. We're back with the cooler at Rudy's Bakery and Cafe, and now I'm with Eric Coleman, who is a former NFL player, and his wife Sabrina. Hey guys, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So I just have to say that Sabrina, I'm going to call you the hostess with the mostest.
Okay, I like it.
And you guys have 3 kids, right?
Yes.
So you must be really busy, like cooking and
gosh.
preparing and...
It's like nonstop at the Coleman household between what he's doing on TV. I have the 3 kids. We have
Right.
2 girls and a little boy. He's
Okay.
7 months old. So we got our boy. Hopefully we're done.
And she's like a gourmet chef, so it's
You are
a
a
lot of
gourmet
work.
chef, because that's weird. I have something in the cooler that you might know very well.
Oh, yes.
So what is this? Because I'm dying to know.
This is my pride and
goodness.
joy. My mother is from Sicily.
Okay.
And we're trying to carry on the tradition of making fresh homemade tomato sauce.
Right.
And my mom basically comes to Brooklyn, picks up these giant bushels of tomatoes,
Right.
takes them home, and we make the sauce. And we're trying to incorporate now our children into it. So, they carry on the tradition. So this was last year's stock. It's going to be good. We're almost done with our full, how many jars did she make? I mean,
probably
like 40, 50.
Probably 30, 40, yeah.
Yeah, jars.
Oh, that's crazy. And where does she keep them, in her basement?
All over. I mean, me and my
We steal
sister,
some.
we take a lot. My sister takes a lot. And
Right.
actually, his friends wanted me to ship it to California.
Oh, that's
because they had
hysterical.
come out to New York, they had some of the sauce, and they're
Right.
like, we can't get this
Yeah,
anywhere.
Cool, then this is
mother's-
mine.
Her mother, her mother's kitchen is like a war zone for like 3
You
days.
can't even talk
Oh,
to
that's
her. She's like
hysterical.
Eric calls her the mad scientist.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to just ask Eric a couple of questions about. Let me see how good my memory is.
Okay.
So I know that you were on a bunch of different NFL teams. So you were with the Colts, the Bengals, the Jets, and am I missing one?
Well, I was on the Jets, the Falcons, and the Lions.
Okay, so you were all wrong.
Yeah.
I was totally all
You
wrong.
got the Jets right.
Okay,
That's
I got
the
the
most
Jets right.
important team.
Well, yeah, because it's you can't miss the Jets.
Don't mess with New Yorkers.
So now I understand, Eric, that you are doing sportscasting. You're on the other side now
Yes.
of the. How is that not being a player anymore and talking about players?
You know what? It's a great feeling being able to talk about sports.
Right.
At first, it was a little uncomfortable, because as a former player, I know what goes into each game. I know how much hard work goes into preparing for a game, and so I had to talk about the Jets on television in the post game show.
Yeah.
And I had to talk, if they make a mistake, I had to let them know. And I know, me personally, it's hard for me because I have relationships with a lot of the guys, but I have to tell it how it is.
Yeah.
I have to tell the truth. But now I'm getting used to it. It's a lot of fun. I get to stay involved with the game.
Right.
And I don't have to put my body through all the punishment that I was going through as a player.
Right. So I know you guys just mentioned you have a little boy. I guess he's really little, like a toddler.
7 months.
Yeah, he's really new.
So how many footballs does he have?
Well, we have NFL ball.
Yeah.
When I was in Detroit, Coach Schwartz made this ball. We had our second daughter, Castelli,
Yeah.
and he had the football made and had it burned into the ball. Her name, date of birth,
Right.
and the lion symbol was on there. So we got one made for Carmela because I was with the
awesome.
Jets when she was born.
Okay.
Or she was,
You were with the
I was with the
Falcons.
Falcons when she was born.
So we have a
And then-
Falcons ball, a Lions ball.
And then we got Enzo, our
Right.
youngest. We got him a ball.
So speaking of family, I have a really fun game to play with you guys. And I think you might have a little bit of knowledge about it already because off camera we had you do a little bit of work. So it's called Can You Master Your Marriage? And here we go. Sabrina, I think these are yours.
Okay.
And Eric, these are yours.
Okay.
Okay. So, Eric, the first question is for you. Sabrina's sitting in front of the TV after like running around with all the kids all day long and she's exhausted. What show will she be watching?
Besides sleeping.
She will be watching HGTV.
Okay, yeah.
Some type of home renovation show.
Okay, any
Yeah,
okay.
so every time I come upstairs, she's watching that.
All
Okay,
right,
so
that's only one.
Eric, I'm making you these over
that-
here.
was that right?
Flip it.
Yes, you were right.
Okay.
Okay, one
know
for
that.
Eric. All right, Sabrina, next question's for you.
Yeah.
What can Eric spend long hours doing all day long?
Oh, I'm supposed to flip this too. He can be online looking up cars or houses.
Okay, wait, and did you write it on your little card?
Yeah, this was my answer, but
Oh, okay.
yes, I did. Looking up cars or houses, watching TV.
Oh, and that's what you'll be doing. Okay, so the opposite questions,
well,
right?
That's what he would.
So I hope you guys enjoyed watching a little bit of that fun newlywed, I guess marry-wed game that I played with Sabrina and Eric. And Rob, I have a funny story to tell you about Eric and Sabrina. My son always talked about, oh, my friend's related to Eric Coleman. My friend's related to Eric Coleman. This is going on for like a year. My friend's related to someone who played for the New York Jets. And I'm like, all right, you know what, hon, whatever. Like, yeah, okay, he's related to him. So we're driving home from looking at Syracuse with a daughter who's going there next year.
Okay.
And my son's like, Mom, how do you know Eric Coleman? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And we look at like the same photo or on Instagram or something. I go, well, I interviewed them on my show. He's like, but that's who my friend's cousin is. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Small world.
It is a small world.
Very small world.
So speaking of kids, just to go back to the program that you guys are starting, I find that that's so amazing that the kids will be able to see people like yourself who played in the NFL teaching them how to play football.
Yeah, that's actually a good part of it. When my former teammate actually brought it to my attention, when I actually looked into the whole organization itself, just pretty much found out that there's a lot of guys involved in it who actually either played in the NFL or might have played in college. So when the kids actually get into it, they get an instruction from guys who have the experience. It's not like they are just signing up to see.
You're not like playing with someone who played in like high school and wants to teach the sport.
That or just someone who's just off the street. So they know they're actually getting instruction from people who actually have the experience and who have played. So it's something that they can look forward to. Right.
I think that's excellent. And are there any other programs in the U.S. that are doing this now? Or
Well, the NFL actually has their Play 60 program, and it's pretty much the same thing. But the Play 60 is not. It's not in every city because it basically started in the cities where the NFL teams are.
Right. Okay.
So it's not branched out to every city that's around, and it's probably going to be a little hard to get them. Well, I wouldn't say hard, but they pretty much want to stick to where the teams are because they actually have the capability with all the teams to be involved in the youth there.
How can people find out about it?
It's National Youth Football Organization, and I'll actually give you more information about it. We're just getting it up, and I'll give you the after the show. I'll actually give you the website information and everything, and I'll actually tweet about it more from the show.
Oh, good, okay. And people can find you on Twitter at Rob
Carpenter 81.
Okay, all right, good. But on a totally different note, but it has to do with football. What happened in the Patriots game with the kicker? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I think that was a fluke. Gostkowski is one of the best kickers probably who's ever played the game. And I think along with myself and everyone else who was watching the game was shocked that he actually missed the extra point, the first extra point of, I believe, his career.
Oh, my God.
So
it was devastating.
Well, the rules changed last year for the extra points. Basically, kickers used to be able to kick the extra point, which is the point after scoring a touchdown.
Right.
And it was pretty much routine. They rarely missed. So the competition committee wanted to make the extra point a little harder for kickers to bring in a little more strategy during the game. And one of the guys who actually was a full proponent of actually making the extra point harder was actually the Patriots head coach, Bill Belichick.
Wow.
And it just seems that one little tidbit came to
Right.
kind
So
of
it was kind of like the whole karma of Deflategate, like played out into the next season.
yeah.
I mean,
and
not really, but really.
Well, if you want to call it karma, you can. It's I think the happiest person around the NFL was probably the commissioner, Roger Goodell, who actually didn't have to deal with the whole Deflategate thing
Right.
going into the Super Bowl again. So
Right.
I'm pretty sure he breathed a big sigh of relief after that game was over.
Right. Do you know people on the Patriots?
At this point in time, no. I don't know.
I just wanted some good inside gossip. That's all.
Nah, that team is pretty much it's like Fort Knox with them. They don't
Right.
give out any information. Those guys are pretty much, it seems like they're in jail all the time. So they don't talk about anything at all.
Well, also, I know that you have some good predictions for the upcoming Super Bowl for us. Let's hear them.
It's weird that this game is Carolina versus Denver, and the fact that Cam Newton is I'm a follower of his, so I'm kind of happy that he's actually leading the team, leading Carolina to the Super Bowl. But at the same time, it might be Peyton Manning's last game, so you would kind of hope that he could probably go out with a win, but I don't think so. I just think Carolina's going to be too tough for them,
Right.
and it just seems like this is their year, and they pretty much steamrolled the competition through the whole season.
What are they better at? Defense or offense? What's the
Carolina's a well-rounded team. They were, I believe, the second highest scoring team in the league this year, and their defense is right near the top. So, it's not any one thing that they do well. They pretty much do it all well.
Right.
The biggest thing I think for them on defense is their best defensive player actually got hurt in the game. Thomas Davis, he hurt his arm. He broke his arm, even though he had surgery Monday. He said he's playing in the game. I think if he doesn't play, that's going to be a big loss for them. But
Right.
and I just still think that team is just too tough. And I think Carolina probably wins the game like 37-20.
Yeah, Carolina is the North and South Carolina thing right now is so in
It's going
that
crazy.
it's like, including now they're in the Super Bowl, that whole name, just
I have a lot of
that whole part of the
friends.
country.
I have a lot of friends and a lot of family in that area, so I've pretty much been hearing it for weeks.
Right.
And right now, yeah, that whole Charlotte area is going crazy.
Oh yeah, it's got to be insane there.
Yeah.
They ended up getting out of the snow or the ice.
Basically.
They're like, we're not having that keep us back from getting to the Super Bowl. So Rob, thank you so much for coming by today. It was great to see you.
I appreciate you having me.
And just tell me where everyone can find you again.
You can find me on Twitter at RobCarpenter81. That's pretty much the best place to follow.
And then if anyone has sons that are signing up for your program, they might see you there.
Yes. And again, I'll probably tweet that. Well, not probably, but I will tweet that information out after the show.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Rob.
No problem.
Oh, wait, before you go, I have to offer you one of my TheCooler cookies. I have a friend, her business is called Fully Dipped, and you can take one cookie because I have to offer it to my next guest,
wow.
too.
Try to get this out of here.
I had to bring a little food into it.
See, you'll get it in no matter what.
All right, Rob, thanks so much.
All right, thanks.
So next we're going to talk about my sponsor for today's show, and they are Rudy's Bakery and Cafe. Rudy's Bakery and Cafe has been a part of Ridgewood, Queens since 1934. Rudy's is an old-fashioned bakery with a modern-day twist. They offer the freshest cakes, desserts, and coffee beverages Queens has ever seen. Come in and enjoy their sweet treats or a cappuccino in their cozy cafe area, offering free Wi-Fi. And they're located on Seneca Avenue in the heart of Ridgewood. Rudy's is the place for all of your bakery needs, and you can find them at rudyscafeandbakery.com. So my next guest is the comedian and musician, Jessica Delafino. Jessica, hey, yay, woo, woo. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. Oh, let's have a hug. Let's hug
I
it
know.
out.
I have to give a hug to my guests.
Yes.
So thanks so much for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for hugging me. We could all use a hug.
Yes, it's supposed to be an uplifting thing. I
It's
think
cold.
there's a statistic
it's a cold
on it.
time of the year.
Yeah, that's true. And I really love your jacket. That's fabulous.
thank you.
That's like right up my alley.
Thank you. It's very Stevie Nicks. It's kind of
Okay.
It's got a little goth thing
Right.
going on this morning. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know what happened.
One other thing I just wanted to introduce about you to the viewers is you have your whole musical, when you watch your YouTube videos and all the stuff that you do when you're up doing your gigs, I felt like I was watching Phoebe Buffay from Friends when she did like the cat. You know, she always sang about like these crazy things.
I've gotten that before.
You have
a lot of people come up to me and they say, "Sing Smelly Cat."
yeah, and I bet you can, but
Actually, I can. I'm
you're like I did not
not-
know that one. Yeah, but yours is a little bit more, I guess, sexual oriented.
Well, yeah, when I was younger, I think, and especially in my 20s, you know, I was trying to figure out the single world.
Right.
And I did that through art and music and comedy.
Right.
And it worked. I totally got laid. So that was awesome. But then, you know, as I got older and now I'm married and I've grown up a little bit, now I'm sort of exploring that aspect of life, you know.
Right.
Being a grown up and
Right, and your comedy and your music relates to that.
somewhat, yeah, more and more. Although I will say I did just write a song about butt chugging. So I've never tried it, but I read about it in the news and I was like,
Okay.
this needs a song. I don't know if you know what that is or not.
No, I
but
don't, because I really don't know many sexual conversation
Well,
topics.
I'll just tell you, kids in college are now drinking alcohol through their buttocks.
Oh, that's gross.
I guess it disguises the smell of alcohol in their breath and gets you drunk faster. Seems like a real rigmarole to me, but you know,
Yes,
the
that
kids
sounds
these
horrible.
days, yeah.
Well, that's similar to the tampon, vodka soaked tampon.
Yep.
Which is
Every
also
generation,
vile.
there's a new creepy way to get drunk, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so my daughter out there,
do that.
you must hear these things or know about them, and obviously you're not doing any of them. So I wanted you to tell me a little bit about you have a place in Chinatown and you started a school.
I did. Okay, so it's kind of funny to be, you know, going from singing dirty folk rock ditties to having your own music school. But I have toured, I've traveled, I've been doing comedy in New York City for 15 years. And, you know, a lot of people, they'll make a little bit of money or whatever and open a restaurant or, you know, start a fashion line or what have you. And as a musician and comedian in the city with a lot of experience, I said, well, I'd like to put that into maybe teaching. So I've been teaching guitar and ukulele, and we also have a theater, and we show a lot of different small shows, you know, storytelling, comedy, music, and it's been going really well. It's we basically rebuilt an old bodega.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
So it's right on the ground floor.
It's in a storefront on Henry Street down in Chinatown. It's like you might miss it if you walk by it, which is very shocking to me because there's a huge mural of a unicorn. It's called the Unicorn.
Right.
But people still just walk right by it and they always miss it.
And so you just took the name because there was a mural of the unicorn on
No,
it.
we had the unicorn painted. My friend, she's an artist named Dame Darcy, and she paints these kind of fantastic murals and things. But the reason that I chose the name the unicorn, in addition to being a child of, you know, the unicorn era where unicorns were wonderful and fantastic and represented all this magic that could happen.
Don't they still?
They do, yeah. But, you know, especially as a child, you really connect with that, or at least I did.
Right, just you.
It's just me. Yeah, most people don't like unicorns, but most people think they're vile, horrible creatures, and I understand. But I also, when I got married, my husband and I, a couple years ago, I got married, and I didn't have a lot of money to throw a big extravagant wedding.
Right.
So I wanted to do something really remarkable and unique. So I found a white horse, and I hired a lady on Etsy to build a unicorn horn that fit the horse, and I rode a unicorn into my wedding.
Oh, that is hysterical.
It was really lovely, and
That
New
is
York
great.
Times wrote a nice piece about it for vows. And
Oh,
it
I
was
love
really
vows. That is my favorite section in the
Glad
newspaper.
You like it. You should see the story. It's really
I'm
fun.
actually surprised that I haven't read it.
It was a couple years ago because my husband and I met in kind of an unusual way. We met on Craigslist, which is not how most people go about meeting their husbands.
That is true. How did that happen?
Well, I had come out of a relationship and I, you know, had been sort of wasting time, just sort of playing, the field or what have you. And I said, I better get serious. I'm 31 now. I better kick it up a notch. So I wrote this very detailed list of all the qualities I wanted in a man.
Right.
And, one of them, well, a bunch of them, were pretty specific, like no jail record, please, must have a college
And this was all
degree.
this was all on Craigslist.
I put it on Craigslist. Yeah, it was just a little, just like a hint before the OkCupid thing really took off.
Okay.
So it was kind of.
That's so funny. And then what happened? You got
Did you get 300 responses? It took me weeks to pour through every single response, and
that's like the greatest dating story I think I've ever heard.
it was really weird. I was very surprised to get that kind of a response. I did put a picture up, a nice picture, and so that probably helped. A lot of the people did not fit the list that I'd put up. I said, hey, please, no kids, no. I was a little specific. I was a little younger, and I felt a little like I'm just gonna put all my dreams out there and see if I can find this, random magic person.
Right.
And so a lot of people, please no pets. Hey, you'll love my dog. Just a lot of people just not.
And you'll love my 5 kids.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of those. But I met my husband, Alex, who he was one of the last people to write. And I wasn't,
funny.
I almost canceled the date too.
How come?
I don't know. I was just, I'd gone on a couple dates and I was disappointed.
Right.
One of the guys had sent me a picture of a guy who was definitely not him,
Right.
Another guy took me on a date to a morgue, which was interesting, but, maybe not exactly where I wanted to start.
Right.
The
Yeah,
process
morgue.
from.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah. So that was a little strange, but, it was fun. It was interesting. I'm open to adventure.
Right.
So then, my husband was, I set up a bunch of dates, but then I actually got sick.
Right.
So I canceled all of my dates because I didn't want to go out on the flu.
Right.
That's not how you want to start.
No, that wouldn't be good.
So, but then everything passed and he wrote and I was like, what, I'm kind of just over it. It didn't work. It was a fun experiment, but my sister convinced me to go. So I went and then we got married.
That's hysterical.
I mean, we didn't get immediately married,
What was his answer to you on
He
the
was really
Craigslist?
cute. He wrote a very short, sweet, funny little email and
Right.
sent some really cute pictures and he actually was the person in the pictures, which was nice. And we went to a great Thai restaurant and he treated. And then we went for a bike ride afterwards. And
Oh, how romantic.
it was wonderful. Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. And I'm Italian and he's Jewish. So it was just like a natural magic.
Right. Very family oriented.
Yeah. It was,
Food oriented.
we love to eat. It's like all we do, basically.
And is he an artist as well, or?
He's a photographer and he's incredibly talented. He's
sure he
really
is.
funny and he has a really unique point of view that comes out in his work. And yeah,
That's great. Does he do like weddings and bar mitzvahs, or is he?
No, he works
fashion?
in ad stuff. Yeah, he does, and he has a digital tech company that he runs. So he sets up all the
Right.
cameras and lights and gear to make the shoots run.
Right.
But then he does his own stuff too.
And you also started on another topic off of the wedding, although I do have one comment for you. It sounded like it worked that you believed in unicorns when you were young.
Yeah, maybe, because it sounds like a magical.
It's a whole magic
almost
story.
like a fairy tale,
Yes,
right? It could be a fairy.
really is.
Book about.
There you go. Now that should be your next book that you write.
I am writing a book though right now.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, it's called The Best Night of My Lie.
Okay.
And it's about my adventures crashing various parties.
Yeah, so I read something that you crashed VIP celebrity parties.
Well, I have crashed a bunch of parties. Yeah, it started pretty innocently. I was writing for MTV, and they just kept sending me to different shows to review, and I would get there, and they wouldn't have my ticket, so I would have to figure out a way in.
Right.
And then I just got kind of good at it, and
That's hysterical.
I would see shows that were sold out and stuff, and I was like, I bet I can't get into that.
So this is like any viewers out there who are interested in crashing. That's kind of like you can
it's
kind
sort
of give
a
them some
tell-all.
tips.
Yep, there's some tips and also stories about things I did right and wrong and how not to embarrass themselves, and
Can you share like any like story and or celebrities party you crashed or?
Well, one of the last parties I crashed was the I crashed SNL's big 40th anniversary party.
did?
Which
That's
was pretty crazy.
That's pretty big.
That was a big one.
Ooh.
It was,
How'd you do that?
it's all in the book. I don't want to give that
all right.
one
You don't want to give it
That's
away.
a good one.
That's why people have to buy the book.
That's why they have to
Where
buy the
can they
book.
get it?
It's not out yet. It will be out, I hope, at some point in the end of this year. But
Okay.
we'll see. You know how things are. They
Yes.
move very slowly.
Yes,
so.
yes. I do. Believe me, I know how things move. But so it looks like you also, there's something else that you had started, a song fest.
Yep. So a couple years ago, well, I've been playing music in my act for a long time, and comedy clubs are usually they're okay, open to some extent to have musicians there, but not so much. And so I was really looking and trying to find a place to do comedic music.
Right.
And couldn't really find the right spot. So I said, you know what, dag nabbit, I'm just going to start a festival. And I started a festival. We had 100 comedian musicians from all over the world. And it got featured in New York Times and Wall Street Journal and American Songwriter and Time Out and all these magazines. I didn't even hire a publicist. I guess it was just, the right time for it to get picked up. And then Tenacious D started a festival just after called Festival Supreme. So they started like the LA version, which was cool.
That is very on the trend. I'm very impressed.
I think it was just a good time, a good time for it. Yeah.
And do you have a song that you want to play for us today?
Well, I will say, a lot of my songs are on the ribald side. Is that
Yes, I think that it's okay. It might not be okay for me, but I think it'll be okay for everyone else.
Okay.
And I have watched some of your work, so I got you.
Well, let's see. There's a few things I can do. I can tell you about the dangers of dolphins.
Okay.
Which is kind of it's a very edgy song about how dolphins are sexual predators of humans. So that's kind of a strange one.
So that fits with all the people who go on vacation and want to swim with the dolphins.
All the people who are on vacation right now, going
like to swim with them, right?
Yeah, because it's cold. They're all going to Florida and wherever people go.
Right, to swim with them, yes.
Maybe that's a good one.
All right, that sounds good.
This is kind of a sparse song. Not a lot of chords, just a lot of heavy. It's got a sweet little lick.
Okay.
And basically, my last name is Delfino, which means dolphin.
Oh.
And so I've always loved dolphins. I almost find them to be somewhat mythical, right, if you will.
Right.
Do you like mythical creatures?
I do. I really like unicorns now after this conversation.
Yeah, I love unicorns. I always have. But I also like centaurs, because after you get a ride home, oh, shoot, I messed up the joke. After you bang a centaur, you can get a ride home. That's
okay. Yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, all right, there you go. That is a good one.
Yeah, it's true. As far as mythical creatures go, but bump. Yeah, dump bump. Anyway, so this song is about dolphins, and I'll tell you the story in the form of song.
Oh, good. Okay, great. Jessica Delfino, thank you.
Here we go. I saw a sticker in Williamsburg. It was the most insanest thing that I ever did heard. It said, dolphins rape people. And I was like, what? Like orally, vaginally, or in the butt? I wondered, is that a cool band or a real thing? So I dropped my ice cream cone and started Googling, and you're gonna be stunned when you hear this. They grab you with their dick and pull you under by the wrist and rape you. Dolphins rape people. They're similar to humans, and they also rape people. So be careful scuba diving or swimming with the fishes. They may look cute, but they can be vicious. Dolphins rape about 14 people every year. Those are true statistics, yes.
Wow.
Though it's not a joke, it's kind of funny too. A dolphin's wiener's like a hand that they use to pull you underneath the water to a dolphin rape cave. Is this a rape joke? It could almost be saved. Let's see. What do you call a fish that rapes a human?
A dolphin?
Yeah. How many dolphins does it take to rape a human? Any guesses?
No guesses here.
Just throw a number out.
5.
Close. About 12, though in some cases as few as 8 or as many as 20. Dolphins are horrible creatures. Why don't we ever see any mermaids? They're hiding from the dolphins. That's why they're hiding. It's crazy, but it's true. Get this, I read that Demi Moore had a close fish encounter and the dolphin tried to score, but she busted away like a clever little porpoise, which reminds me dolphins kill them and play soccer with their corpses and rape you. Dolphins rape people.
This is hysterical.
Similar to humans, and they also rape people. So be careful scuba diving or relaxing in the blue. 'Cause a dolphin might try to have its awful way with you. Dolphins attack other aquatic life as well. So when you go on your winter vacation to the Cayman Islands or wherever you're going this winter,
I can't wait to go.
Mexico,
Can't wait to go.
Don't forget, and you want to swim with the dolphins, you're all excited. Oh, I want to swim with the dolphins. Take my picture. Don't forget to bring your rape whistle, you guys.
Well,
it's just a public service announcement. I'm just trying to help.
Jessica, thank you so much, and I will never swim with dolphins again.
I'm just trying to help people. That's all. Just doing my part.
No, you are. How do you ever think up lyrics for a song like that?
Well,
where does that come from?
It was a true story, like I said. I was walking on the street and I saw a sticker and it said dolphins rape people. And I had to Google that because I was so intrigued. And I think that that's where a lot of songs do come from. You know, you see a phrase or a story.
Right.
I love reading the news and writing stories about, you know, songs.
Right.
Basically, it's a story put to music. You
Right.
know? So, for example, when I saw the thing about butt chugging, I was like, oh, that's got to be a song.
Right. You're like, that's it.
I was just I was talking before to the previous guest, and I was saying, you know, with the
Rob Carpenter?
Yes, Rob, about helmets, you know, because now kids have to wear a lot of more helmets.
Yes.
Like when they ride their bikes, and I noticed I grew up in Maine, and even skiing you have to wear a helmet now, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's weird, huh?
And so I was thinking, you know, that could be kind of a fun song. So so you get ideas in all different ways.
Right. And I see, and then you just go off into the world of imagination once you have that, like.
Well, the dolphin song is
topic.
all stuff that I found online. It's all based on factual stuff.
Right.
I mean, some of there's like a little bit of a jokiness to it, but a lot of the things that I found, like the dolphin rape cave, was something I found in the story, and the fact that they grab you with their parts and pull you under. And the reason they know this is because they found scuba divers and things like down in these caves that were covered in bruises, and they kind of couldn't figure out why.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
So, you know, what is interesting to me is the making fun of basically the dark side of life.
Yes.
You know, is there's this whole world out there that we don't know about and hear about on a daily basis, but it's out there and it's interesting and it's weird, and you know, I'm just kind of interested by that.
And I notice you've never tried out for American Idol with any of your music.
You know,
or anything.
I do have a rape whistle song that I like to play, and you know, rape is a common theme to me, even though it's not maybe such a funny topic. Just because I'm a woman and I live in this world, and it's something that, you know, tell me if this has ever happened to you. You're walking down the street.
God, I hope not.
Okay, you're walking down the street. It's late at night. You know, you look okay. You're coming back from a party or whatever. You see a guy walking. He's getting closer. There's a little party that's kind of holding your breath. And you pass him, and he doesn't rape you.
Oh, thank God.
Isn't that the greatest feeling?
That is a really good feeling.
had
I
that?
now will never walk down a street again. I will sit at this desk. I won't move.
No, you should. You should get out there and walk around. But it's a nice feeling to, you know, to be a woman walking down the street and not get
raped. Yes. This is not medieval times, I guess, that we're in.
No, it's not. But, you know, crazy stuff still happens. And as a woman in the world, I do think about it and write about it.
Right. It's like Les Mis.
The funny side of it. Yeah.
Yes. Well, and so anything else you want to share with us, like any upcoming acts that you're going to be doing coming up where people can find you?
Yeah, I'm doing a show at the at Symphony Space, and I think it's on February 8th.
Okay.
It's called Too Hot for Radio, and it's basically, you know, what I just,
Too Hot for Radio.
Yeah, songs that are too hot for radio. One of my most popular songs when I was a little younger, I wrote the song "My Pussy Is Magic," which might be one that you saw online. It got
I think
a lot of views, and it got me publicly denounced by the U.S. Catholic League, which was really fun.
Wow, how did that happen?
Well,
why did the Catholic League care?
Exactly. Well, you know, they hate women's bodies, and also, but I wasn't sure if they were more
guess you're
angry.
Catholic.
Well, I grew up Catholic, but not so much. But I'm not sure. I wasn't sure. Were they more mad about the body part aspect, or were they more angry about the magic part? You know, because they also hate magic.
Right.
So
yes, that's true. They really would hate unicorns. You must have had like your hand hit with a ruler when you were young by the nuns.
You know, I went to a hippie art school in Maine, so I luckily escaped going to Catholic school, unlike my parents who both went.
Oh, okay. I get that.
They're very supportive, you know, even though they raised this sort of wild daughter.
Right.
I'm really not.
That's what you get for living in Maine.
Oh, yeah. It really was a very protective kind of place. So I had a lot of quiet time to write wacky songs and get good at playing the guitar.
Right. Oh, so do you want to play another one of your funny songs for us?
Sure, I can play. Let's see. What's a nice one? Oh, how about
a clean one?
Well, this one's kind of clean. Again, it
really
still
kidding.
visits the darker aspect of life. But
you could play whatever you like. It's entertaining and it's hysterical.
Thank you.
So go ahead.
This is a song that I like to sing. This is a song that my mother used to sing to me before I would go to sleep at night.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Like this. Let's see if I remember all the lyrics. It's been a while. You should go to sleep right now. You should go to sleep right now. Close your eyes and rest your head, and I'll tuck your body into bed. Be glad that you are young right now, because it just gets worse from here. You will encounter disappointment at every stage of your life. I promise you,
What a nice
most
mom.
of your dreams will not come true. Though people try to tell you they do, they're liars. I promise life will be full of awkward confrontations, and you'll get stuck in 10,000 awful conversations. You'll be late to an important meeting, and someday you will get in a fight and end up bleeding. Someone you love will not love you back, and you will never win the lottery. It's not going to happen.
Oh, that's true. You
You will
can.
feel emotions such as anger, pain, and sadness over and over. And listen to me, and you will probably get into at least one car accident. And you will make foes. That means enemies.
Oh.
You will lose close friends and relatives to sickness and cancer and other horrible, unpredictable scenarios. And then you will die, 'cause everybody dies. Life is but a fleeting string of sorrows. But don't think about that right now. Just close your eyes and think about angels and rainbows. I'll end it there.
Woo!
Thank you.
Jessica Delfino, let me ask you a question. Your mom sounds like my biggest nightmare. That's not really a question, but
That's obviously not.
Yeah.
true. My mom would never
No,
sing
she'd
a song
never,
like that. And if a mom would sing that song to their kid, they should
Yeah.
be investigated maybe.
so does your mom laugh when you play that song? She's like, how could you say I said that?
My mom's funny because when I first started doing comedy, she's like, "You better not put me in your act," you know. And now she's like, "Why don't you ever put me in your act?" So,
There you
she's
go.
really changed her tune.
Right. That's funny. And are either of your parents writers or?
Yeah, my mom's a writer. She's more of like the literary type, though. She's very interested in history and she is an antique appraiser, and she's really interested in old things and old interesting things. And she's got this magic touch. She can pick. She's like Antique Roadshow. You know.
Okay. I love that
She'll
show.
pick something up and she'll say, "Oh, this is an old, they used to shave the bottoms of their feet with this in the 1300s." And you're like, what? I just didn't even know that was a thing.
Right.
And so she's sometimes I think she's almost making things up, but she always
she really
seems to
believes
know
in it.
what she's talking about. We actually were on a show together recently because she had an antique shop in Maryland called Hetty's, which is her name.
Okay.
And to sort of, it's kind of her cup of tea, that whole antique thing. And so we went on the show Flea Market Flip together.
Right. Oh, you did. Isn't that the Laura Spencer show?
Yeah.
I saw her
was
at a
great.
store in Greenwich, and I tried to stalk her, but she was sick. She had told the sales lady she had to leave because she had a raging fever. But she was like all dressed and had her whole face
She looks
mate up.
great every time I've ever seen her.
She was like amazing looking, and I
Where did you
literally was
see her,
going to
in
run
Greenwich?
after her in Greenwich, in Connecticut, at a
Because
store.
the episode that we were on was filmed at the Elephant Trunk.
Oh, in Mount Kisco.
Yeah, in not maybe, but there's
Yeah,
another
Katona.
something, I forget the name of it. But
Yeah.
we won our episode.
Oh my God, are you kidding? This is the coolest story.
It was really fun. And so, it was kind of funny because my mom was like, "I don't want to do the show, I'm just doing it for you." And I was like, "I don't want to do the show, I'm just doing it for you."
Right.
But then
Oh my
we ended
God,
up winning.
That's so exciting. So was Lara Spencer very nice?
She was very nice. Yeah, she was
so
great.
pretty.
Very sweet and pretty and always looking just
Perfect.
10, just a 10.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe her. So, Jessica, it was amazing having
great
you
to
here
meet you.
today. Thank you for leaving Chinatown and coming uptown to hang out with
Yeah,
me.
it was great. It's great to bust out of Chinatown now and then.
And so just tell everyone where they can find you.
I'm online. I have a website, jessicadelfino.com. I'm on Twitter at Jessica Delfino, Instagram, Facebook, Jessica Delfino NYC. I'm all over the place.
You are, and I watched a bunch of your YouTube videos,
Thanks.
which were crazy, just as fun as what you did here
Thank you.
today.
I swear I'm harmless.
So, I give all my guests one of the cooler cookies
so
that my friend
excited
made.
about
So yeah,
cookie.
They're
Thank
chocolate.
you.
They're chocolate covered Oreos.
I
so-
never say no to free sweets, especially from a nice lady like yourself.
Oh, thank you. And because we're on the cooler, of course I have to say that.
Adorable.
So you can eat it now, later, share it with your husband.
That's how we like to eat cookies, really. That's how ladies really eat. Ladies, just take a little tiny.
Oh no, I feel like the cookie is now going to become your next song.
Sorry, but it's funny the way that women do that. Anyway.
Yes, that is funny. So anyway, thank you so much for being
Thank you.
here. And I want to thank Rudy's Bakery. I think that I want to just tell you about Rudy's again. They're in Ridgewood, Queens, since 1934, and they're an old-fashioned bakery with a modern-day twist, and they offer the freshest cakes, desserts, and coffee beverages Queens has ever seen. Come in and enjoy their sweet treats or a cappuccino, and they have a cute, cozy cafe area where you can use their Wi-Fi. And they're located on Seneca Avenue in the heart of Ridgewood. And Rudy's is the place for all of your bakery needs. And you can find them at rudysbakeryandcafe.com. So I just want to thank our guests today. Rob Carpenter, former New York NFL Jets player, and Jessica Delfino, who is hysterical. And I don't know, she like channels Phoebe Buffet. I just can't get over it. So, and you can find me, Rebecca Berman, obviously, on Twitter at RebeccaBermanTV.com, or you can visit me at my website, RebeccaBermanTV.com. Oh, at Twitter was at Rebecca Berman TV. You can find me on Facebook at Rebecca Berman, and on Instagram, Rebecca.Berman. And thank you so much for being in the cooler with me today. Mwah. Bye.